Hey, you're watching In the Rod Box with Fred Roumbanis, and I'm going to share with you some of my top secret swim bait techniques. I want to share with you, first of all, my swim jig with a swim bait. This is a river sensation. This little guy right here is an Optimum double diamond. This one's been chewed up quite a bit. I order my baits pretty much in bulk from Optimum. You can buy them in 10 bags. They're 3-inch swim baits, and what you'll notice about it, it's got a kind of like a boat hull design on the bottom. It's got a V bottom, and the top is real flat. You can see all teeth marks on it. And then it's got a great paddle tail to it. But it really gives that swim jig a rocking action and a throbbing action with the tail. I can burn this as fast as I can reel, or I can get there and slow roll it, so it works in different depths. Excellent weedless technique and catches a lot of fish. Fishing on braided line, I use 50-pound P-line braid. I've got the Apex Elite Ardent Reel. I use this one's actually a 6.5 to 1. But at times, when I want to speed it up, I'll even go to a 7.3 to 1, and I'm using my signature 754 Air iRod. It's a heavy action, excellent frog rod, swim jig rod. The next swim bait, this is like my old faithful. This is the Line Thru series. This is the BLT. I put a Gamakatsu hook on the bottom of it. You can add a split ring to it, but it's got a good plastic insert where it'll just stop nicely. Sometimes you want to put a split ring to bring the hook down a little further, but instead of doing that, I up the size of the hook to a size 1 treble hook, and it's a real big-headed bait. And what's nice about it is when you're fishing around cover and stuff like that, the head will actually kind of push away a little bit of the cover so you don't get hung up all the time. And it's just the right size to catch a lot of fish. And when you do hook that fish, the bait slides up the line. I got on 17-pound P-line fluorocarbon, 100%. I'm using my iRod. This is the Genesis 2. This is actually my crank launcher rod, which I find is the perfect Line Thru swim bait rod. It's 7'11". It's got plenty of backbone, but it allows you to cast these baits a mile using the Ardent Apex reel. And basically, it's a whole system that works really well for me. You can fish this bait just about anywhere, from ledges, on tops of the flats, coves, pockets, points. I'd say windy banks, if you got any kind of a breeze, is your best situation with a swim bait like this. The next, this is your bank burner. This is the new Optimum Opti Shad, and this is a brand new size. This is their new 5-inch series. I really like this bait. It's probably one of the best swim baits they've come out with in a long time. It's got super definition, it's got great color features, it's got an excellent paddle tail to it, it's got just enough body if you like to throw the Alabama rigs. It's the perfect bait for that, but it's also just a super slender, great tight action, good throbbing with the tail, and mimics a bait fish like no other. I got it rigged up on a 4/0 Gamakatsu swim bait hook, and just got it on a little 16th ounce weight, and it's just perfect. It gives it just enough go, but I like to run this swim bait right on the bank. I get my, I'm parallel on the bank, and I'm just going in front of me and just casting and reeling, and eventually you'll pick up all the fish you want to catch. So that right there is a new 5-inch Opti Shad, and I'm fishing that. I got this one actually on my magic stick. So this is my 7'5" rod, and it's an Air. It's a great swim jig, frog. It's just a universal rod, but with this bait it seems to work perfect. So check that out. And again, Apex reel. I got this one on 17-pound P-line fluorocarbon. And those are my swim bait techniques. If you guys try them, I'm sure you'll catch a lot more fish. Thanks for joining In the Rod Box with Fred Roumbanis.
Get a Limit Outdoors, sponsored by Rigid Industries LED Lighting, Seagar, always the best, Legend Boats, Scent Lock, Bill's Marine, Muddy Outdoors, Brothers in Arms Game Calls, Lowrance, Find, Navigate, Dominate,